Hello again, folks. It's Wild Adventures with Steve, and I am here in a remote location of western North Carolina looking for a timber rattlesnake. And this rattlesnake is part of a project that Ron Davis is working on. Ron is a professor at Western Carolina University. And here is Ron. He's going to tell you a little bit about what he is doing with these rattlesnakes.
Alright, well, this is a male timber rattlesnake that I've been tracking. This is the third year we've been tracking him, and we're trying to find out how he acts around roads. As you can hear, a busy road in the background, and housing development, and we're going to go see if we can hunt this guy down and see what kind of habitat he's using and how he's behaving.
Alright, sounds good, Ron. Let's go.
He could still be above us.
Mm-hmm.
With the transmitter acting like this.
Right.
But it's certainly acting like not. It's acting like he's really close.
Mm-hmm.
It's always a good idea before you start taking off to look around your feet, you know, before you...
Definitely.
Yeah, because I mean these animals do not like to be seen, and so they'll sit so still.
Mm-hmm.
And I've circled around this animal on numerous occasions like this, with the transmitter just sort of acting funny, and you can't really tell if you're above him or below him, and then pretty soon you realize you've walked completely around him. And he almost will never give himself away. I think in the wild, one time this animal's ever rattled at me, and that was when he was getting ready to shed, and he didn't like my getting near him.
Right.
And he rattled before I got close. And he's a big snake.
Mm-hmm.
If he did choose to bite, he could certainly pack a wallop.
Oh, there he is. He's right here. He's right here.
Oh, there he is. Okay, yeah.
Right here.
I knew we were close. Hey, big guy.
Yep. And we walked.
Oh, he's just molted.
Yeah, he has. Look how beautiful he
Look
is.
at that color. He's got that. Yeah, we walked right past him.
Yep,
and
3
then
feet.
right back.
Yeah. And he did not move, didn't rattle.
No.
He's relying on his camouflage to hide him.
Yeah, that's why I said I never bother him, because I want him to think that camouflage works. I don't want him to get upset. I don't want him to feel like he has to strike.
Exactly.
But I'll guarantee he's known we were here when we pulled up in the truck.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Easy.
But yeah, he has not shed it's not been very long, because that's a really brilliant, bright coloration for him.
He is really pretty.
And he is that black head and that yellow-black mix. He's one of the prettiest snakes I've ever seen.
I think I have to agree with you. That is an absolutely gorgeous snake. Wow. You can see Ron's taking a picture of him, and Ron's what are you, 3.5 feet from him? And he's not moving. So this goes to show that the rattlesnake he's terrified right now.
Yeah, he is. He's absolutely. He's not flickering his tongue. They just sit. They sit so still.
You know, and so many people think that these animals will, if given the chance, leap at you and kill you instantly. But here we are, only inches away from him, and he's so much more afraid of us than we are of him. Absolutely beautiful.
And that's probably, I would say that's a hunting type. You know, he's waiting on something to come by. He might have been stretched out a little bit more, and he's coiled up as we approached. But you know, that seems like that's more. He's waiting for something to pass.
Right.
Maybe he's trying to digest whatever passed earlier, because there is that active hole.
Yeah, yeah.
I found him on more than one occasion sitting outside of a chipmunk hole or something along those lines, which is really the only purpose for that venom. It's depends if they have to use it, but it isn't. It isn't there. It's not what they want to use it for, and they don't want to waste it on something like us that they can't eat. It's a weapon of last resort for them.
Totally.
And doesn't mean they won't bite. Of course, but,
well, so as you can see, this rattlesnake has not even flinched since we've been here. Well, aside from the actual flinch that he did when a little bug crawled on him, but he's not reacted to our presence, and more than likely when we leave, he will crawl off to another location. I'm going to come back in a few hours and see how far he's moved. Yeah, it was a really a great experience. I appreciate you bringing me down here, and thank you for the opportunity. And I really hope that we can let some folks out there, whoever's watching this, see that these animals are beautiful and absolutely not what all of our history and culture says about them.
It is not an aggressive animal.
No, not an aggressive animal at all.
Aggressive animal does not act like that. That's a defensive animal and wants nothing more than to be left alone, so, which is what we should do.
That's right, so let's go. Hey folks, we're going to go back up and find that rattlesnake and see if he's moved. Isn't this just amazing that he's just sitting here, and I just crawled within 2.5 feet from the snake and he did not move. He did nothing but flatten out against the ground and hold his position. He's totally relying on his camouflage to hide him in these leaves. Now, just like all creatures, the snake has a comfort zone. If I get inside his comfort zone, he's going to defend himself. I'm not in his comfort zone yet. He still feels like he's protected by his camouflage. And I want to leave him with that feeling. I don't want to disturb him and have him have to crawl off and find another place to hide and feel like his camouflage was blown. So I'm not going to poke him with a stick. That's not a good idea. Why disturb such a beautiful creature? Such an important creature. These animals are a part of this ecosystem. They're here for a reason. And they're not out here to hunt people down and kill them. But yet we hunt them down and kill them all the time. And that's just not cool. These animals are helping us out by eating all these rodents that would otherwise damage our crops, damage our houses, possibly damage us by carrying viruses into our houses and bacteria and making us sick. This is a remarkable creature. Just look at his color. Look at his beautiful pattern. This is one of the most beautiful rattlesnakes I think I've ever seen. And he's not at all trying to harm me. In fact, it's like Ron said earlier, they use their venom primarily to gather food, not as a defense. They would much rather hide and remain flattened against the ground like this and hide from any potential threat than attack a threat. Now, like I said, if I was to bother him, it's a different story. He would defend himself, and the only way he can defend himself is to strike and bite. Now, has he rattled? No. He's not been pushed to that limit yet. I don't even see his rattle. He's got it buried up under the coils of his body. And I'm not going to make him rattle. That would be tormenting him. And I think the statistics say that in the United States anyway, most snake bites occur when people pester or try to pick up or handle venomous snakes. And I believe, if I remember correctly, that usually alcohol is involved. So, go figure. But we're here just to show you this wonderful creature and hopefully show you that it's not the big, mean, scary creature of legend that everyone makes rattlesnakes out to be. These are amazing creatures, and they need to be left alone in their habitat. If you find a rattlesnake, please don't bother it. Please just leave it where you find it. Now, if it's crossing a road, maybe block traffic and use a long stick to help herd the snake off of the road, but other than that, leave them alone. They have a purpose, just like everything. All right, folks, thank you for joining me here on another wild adventure with Steve. And if you want to know more about rattlesnakes, there's a link over in the sidebar. Take a look. So we'll see you next time. Thank you for joining me. Better back out of here slowly. I don't want to disturb this beautiful rattlesnake.